name is Charla Adam. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Angela State University. Basically, I help a staff of 23 people with recruitment for undergraduate, freshman, and transfer students.
My name is Sandra Rosser, and I'm the Director of One Card and Parking Services. So far as parking is concerned, I handle any administrative issues. When appeals are more complicated, I handle them and then possibly escalate them onto the Chief of Police or the appeal committee. I take care of any programming issues with the software that we use for taking care of our citations and permits. We order the permits themselves, redesign them each year so that they're always distinctive and different, and just mediate any parking situations and issues.
I'm Tracy Baker. I'm the Director of Housing and Residential Programs at Angela State University. What that means is that I am the person who has the pleasure of supervising the department that is the hearth of the home that is the Angela State University. We have residence halls as well as university apartments, Vanderveer apartments, and we are the place where students reside, and we get to be with students when they're not in their classrooms, so we're part of their lives the rest of the time that they're on campus. So it's a big responsibility and an awesome privilege.
Our acceptance rate this year is pretty similar to what we've had in the past, maybe a little bit lower. We figured it internally as 55%. It's typical of a regional university, which is what we are, like Angela State and Tarleton State, West Texas A&M. We all are regional universities. We're not super selective in the sense of we only have 800 slots and 5,000 applications for freshmen. So we do have limited numbers that we can manage on this campus that our administrators help gauge and take care of any challenges in growth, which we did have a few challenges like that this year. But that's typically what we will see from year to year. Our current enrollment this year is a record enrollment. It's 9,601 students. It encompasses a lot of cohorts. So we've got graduate students, and again, they're a record enrollment, and I think they're up to 1,492, which is higher than they were last year. They just continue to grow. We have an undergraduate enrollment of 5,798, retaining students at a 78%, which is up from previous years, and I think that will increase as well. Our freshman class this year was at 16 or 1598. Really big class for us this year. We were excited to see that number on campus. But one group that's not actually physically on campus that is included in that 9,000 number are our dual credit students that we have. We partner with 20 high schools across the state of Texas, and we had 2,300 students in our dual credit program this year. So it's an exciting time to be around, and we have a lot of people on campus this year. When you experience growth like what we've experienced, you have a lot of challenges. One for us just in admissions is the recruitment piece and the processing the transcripts. For example, our back of house processors processed close to 18,000 high school and college transcripts, and so we've got to make sure that we have the staff available to manage that. And that just trickles across campus. It's when you have that many more people on campus, you've got that many more people to kind of assist through the whole process. As we continue and predict how many, it's a tough science, but predict how many might be coming on campus, then our Executive Director of Enrollment Management, Jeff Sefcik, works with the academic side of the house so that they're aware of what type of students we're going to have on campus in terms of numbers and what kinds of classes they need, because then they're working on adding faculty, tenure track faculty members, additional courses and sections to manage those numbers, and then working on the timing of when those classes are offered, along with parking challenges that may come across.
Due to the increased enrollment, we really did, we made a few adjustments. One of the adjustments actually just was published today, about 42. We added a few more B spaces to try to, well, AB spaces to try to take some of the pinch off of those zones. But the majority of the enrollment increase, a lot of it was distance ed students, so it really didn't impact parking severely at this time. Now, of course, we understand that if things do keep growing, which we hope they will, we are constantly evaluating the needs of the campus and what changes need to be done and improvements need to be made to accommodate those. We actually have, so far as issue with parking, we really are extremely lucky with our parking. There are many universities and colleges that really struggle and have extremely high parking permit prices. When in comparison, Angela State has a very reasonable price for their permit. And if everyone realized that ASU is actually a very walkable campus, it's a beautiful campus. We are very lucky in that category also. And we have an abundance of parking closer to the Janelle Center that is rarely fully utilized. And if students, people, staff, whomever, because that's general usage parking over there, they don't want the frustration of hunting and fighting in the specific lot that they prefer to park in, it would be so much more relaxed to just park there, jump on the sidewalk, and walk 5 minutes to your class, maybe 10 minutes. This is an extremely walkable campus, and it's beautiful, and we are blessed with wonderful weather. So that would be my suggestion to everyone, is to don't focus so much on the parking lot right beside your building. At this time, we have no plans to increase the parking permit price. Again, that is something that is evaluated yearly, and so we determine that each year when we're evaluating the rules and regulations. The zones that we have here on ASU, A stands for staff and faculty, B is for commuter students, students that do not live on campus that commute daily back and forth to campus. C are for the residential students, the students that live on campus, and so the C lots are primarily around the residence halls. And then D are the 2 reserved lots that we have on campus for commuter students if they would like to pay a slightly higher permit fee, then they can be guaranteed a spot in one of those lots. They are lot specific though, so whichever D permit you buy, that is the lot you're required to park in. Okay. The zone enforcement times refer to basically B and D lots. They are enforced for the zone from 7:30 to 1 p.m. So prior to 7:30, someone that has a B permit could park in a D lot, or after 1, someone with a B permit can park in a D lot. But during that time period, during 7:30 to 1, only the specific zone that you have, D or B, can be in that specific lot. A and C are also timed, zoned enforcement times are 7:30 to 4:30. But we are constantly evaluating our regulations every year, and if we feel something needs to be changed or updated, then we would definitely be doing that. We would evaluate that.
And then, of course, Tracy Baker, who's the director of housing, really had to look at her division and determine who's going to be staying on campus, because we had so many more freshmen this year. That impacts who's going to stay on campus, and availability is critical.
The biggest thing that we did is we changed our living requirement. So prior to this year, students had to live on campus for 2 years or 4 long semesters. And so in anticipation of record enrollment, we allowed students to move off after they had completed 1 full year on campus. So we allowed a record number to move off in anticipation of a record number moving on, and so we still had students who wanted to stay. They were happy living with us, and we were happy for them to stay with us, but we did let students go that normally would have stayed with us an extra year.
The really exciting part about what her team does is that they do a phenomenal job, and students want to stay after their freshman year. They want to stay sometimes all 4 years on campus, and I think we had over 800 students that were upperclassmen that chose to stay on campus this year. But in order to manage that availability, they drop down the requirements to 30 semester credit hours. But once you have that, then you have the opportunity to get off campus if you want to. And so they were able to manage the growth and the housing challenges through that process.
Well, we have some really exciting things in the works. Probably the biggest new thing that you will start to see is beginning in the spring, we will start breaking ground on 2 new wings that will be added on to Centennial Village. When it was built, they value engineered out the A wing, so it starts with a B wing. So we'll be adding an A wing and we'll be adding a G wing, and we'll get about 100 to 150 new beds to Centennial Village. So those will be ready fall of 2018, and that will be the quickest thing that you'll see starting to happen.
As far as other campus facilities and growth, we have 2 new buildings that are beginning construction. You may have seen on campus some of the construction fences going up. The Archer College of Health and Human Services building is going to be right across from the CHP in that parking area next to the Vincent building. And that's going to house the nursing and pre-professional programs there. Then on the other side of that building, in between Roscoe's Den, is the new engineering, the Hunter Strain engineering labs are being built there for our new engineering program. So there's a lot of growth that's happening. We're going to have some growing pains for a little while, but it's good growing pains. I think what we're seeing right now is that Angela State University is an incredibly exciting place to be. It's fun to go out there and so-called sell this university to prospective high school students and transfer students. And when they come on campus, they see a campus of students that are excited to be here with fun programming and a lot of school pride. It's a beautiful campus. More importantly, it's a beautiful staff and faculty. We are truly a RAM family, and we enjoy welcoming new members to that family.